welcome to House of Papillons. I'm Terry. Thanks for joining me. So, you ready to go swimming? I mean, it is summer, that's what we all want to do. Um, I found these adorable little swimming people, and they came in a package of what is that, 10, I guess. And I couldn't resist. I had to buy them. And then I thought, well, I'm gonna make a pool. Also, I have some little life preservers that I'm gonna add in here. And first of all, we're gonna do it white because it's gonna be a swimming pool. So I'll do the whole thing white. Then I have a sticker that I'm gonna put underneath to make the water, to make it look like water. This one has little, it looks like little tiles. So I'm going to mix some resin and I'll be right back. To start out with our pool, the structure of the pool, I'm going to use Alumilite opaque resin dye. It's in white. This is probably the second bottle that I've ever purchased in many years. If you, I love this stuff. It was one of the very first opaque pastes that I ever purchased. I store it upside down actually in my, because it's thick and it's going to be white. It never fails to be opaque. It's by Alumilite. I love this stuff for usually for blacks and whites. That's what I use. If I want, this is messy. If I want a paste, usually it's one of these that the black or the white that I'll go for every time, because many years ago when I was starting out in resin, and doing resin, I didn't know anything, and I just bought some Alumilite, and it had really high, ratings. I didn't know about companies and what was good, what was bad, and to use. I didn't know anything, and I just on a whim, I needed some black and some white, and I bought black and white from Alumilite, and those because you don't use very much at a time. So I love this white, and also they're black. Look how opaque that is. And I'm just gonna stir this really good. Anytime you use any kind of paste, you want to just make sure that it is super incorporated. Um, Inherently, the bubbles do sort of go away on their own. And I'm just making sure to scrape these sides, get them as, clear as I can of dye because it'll go stick on the sides. And what happens is if you don't have it mixed in very, completely, if there's one little spot that it's not mixed in well, you're going to have an uncured spot there, and then there's no fixing it. You will have completely ruined your project. I really don't think this is going to be enough, but it will not be the end of the world. I will just mix some more. So I hope everybody's enjoying their summer so far, and you're all being safe and getting to do all the fun things. I took a little vacation earlier in May, and I'm going to be doing something else in a few weeks. You know what? I really don't think it's going to be enough. But before this goes any further, I want to take a tool and go around the rim here. Of course, it's really full over here. Okay, I'm going to start over here just to make sure that we can. I went a little too far. but I'm just going to be gentle. Oh, see that bubble right there? We found one. Did I just see a piece of glitter? I hope I didn't. Well, if it lands on the bottom there, that's where that water is going to go. So here's another bubble right there. Little baby. A baby bubble. Right? Then I'm going to go against the edge of the, where the actual pool part is. The part I just did was around the outer edge. There's a bubble. Wow, that side likes to hide bubbles over there. That's where that other one was. I found their little hiding spot. So you do want to just kind of scrape it at any right angles that you have to, make sure bubbles know to get out of town. I think I may need about 4 more ounces, maybe. It's probably going to be too much, but I have lots of other projects all going on at the same time. So trust and believe we use everything we can. Now, how doomy domed are we? We're not doomy domed. Right, we're all demolded our pool, and while this was curing, well, I don't have it here, but I cut sort of a template in there. You know how you do. You just scrunch some paper down and then I cut my bottom of my pool water. And this is actually this isn't real flat. That's the molds thing. You probably can't tell because of the optical illusion that this is causing, but it is it's like lower there. Well, maybe that's the deep end. I just, hey, why not? We could say that. Sure, we can. Anyway, this is a sticker, and I cut it out and then I sealed it maybe 3 times with the spray Mod Podge sealer, actually. And it's glossy, but it doesn't matter. It's not neither here nor there. But this is a sticker, so let's see if I can get it apart. Come apart. Come apart, sticker. Okay. That, come on. Now, if you use paper things, paper inclusions, when you seal them, and I think that might be what's going on. When you seal them, I put this on top of like I think it was the cap to the spray thing. I did it in my garage. But you have to also make sure to seal the edges of the paper as well, so that hopefully the resin doesn't, absorb through the sides of the paper. Let's see if I can get this to, yes. There we go. Come on. Probably would have helped if I hadn't. Is this even the least bit sticky? Well, it's peeling off. Let's hope it's sticky. Oh, it is. Okay. Well, that was a nice surprise. Now, I hope that I'm just looking to see. Looks like that peeled some of that away. Alrighty. No. boy. Maybe I should do the do the shallow end first. I don't know why that wasn't going to make any difference, but there we go. All right, let's give us all a break. Okay, so I have 6 ounces, but for other projects too, not necessarily for this, but I'm just gonna add in. I want to do as thin as possible, but what's gonna happen is because this is bowed, I even got the mold back out because I was like, why is this? I mean, it's bowed in the middle. It's just kind of strange. But I want this to, it's all gonna make, an even, it's gonna make this all even, I hope. She says, hopefully. Okay, so this is mostly cured. It's still a little bit tacky, but I think that'll be a good way to lay down the people and the stuff, the swimmers. So what I'm doing is I have this really thin piece of washi tape, and I'm just laying it to the line of the water. And washi, it's just paper. So I want to, when I do the final layer of resin, to have that go up above that so that it's sealed in. And see, there's just ever so slight rim there that will not be covered by resin, because I still want it to be a tray. So, uh-oh, come on. So, I'm just laying that down now. I got it a little bit. Let me see if turning it on its side makes this any easier. Because, this bottom part wasn't it's level now because the resin leveled it out, but it's puffed up in there. I even got took the mold, and I was like, why did it do that? Why is it so wonky, the surface? Okay, I have 6 ounces mixed here of resin, and I'm just gonna slowly add. I'm using Pixis alcohol ink. That color is Lake. I'm gonna try to maybe simulate the colors that are down in here with what I have. So that's a total of 5 so far. I have 6 ounces because I have other projects that I can, in various stages of poured, that I can use whatever I don't use in here, because I don't want to go through the trouble of, doing some kind of color. Now, see where I'm trying to mix it down in there? That's why you don't want to just, take the cup's word for it that you're all mixed in, because it's got to make its way all the way down to the rest of the resin that's in the cup. Now, this is a little more I'm going to try to add, I have cobalt that I'm going to try to add just to make it, because this is like a bright blue and this is more of a deeper blue. So I'm just going to see what we can come up with to. Now, remember how initially I wanted the people to be totally under, that they're not going to be under the water because their heads go up above the washi tape there. So, you know, uh, it's going to be cute, and that's what we're going for. Now this, again, I wish I could show you the side because see how that's the cobalt that I just added? It's nowhere near to the bottom of that cup yet. And I hope that you can see what I'm doing here. I just look through the camera. I took these out so that I could pour under them, sort of. The people, I think I'm going to leave where they are for the entire pour. There we go. It's making it nice and blue. What we were going for. On the sides, I meant. And just to give you a little update, while this, you know, was curing and all the things, I thought I should have gone all the way up the sides with this water looking sticker thing. I think it would have been better. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. This will still be cute. I have no fear. Look, one of them is a mermaid. Because, you know, everybody at their pool has a mermaid floating around, right? It's quite natural. I see something shiny, like a piece of glitter that might be stuck on this bottom here because it's not moving. Oh well, we're gonna have a few glisteny things happening. You know what? Maybe I'll add some glisteny things. I'm not against glisten. I think I am gonna add a little bit of this silver pizzazz. It's by Laura's Art Corner. I have a discount code for Laura's Art Corner, which I will show you on the screen and also in my description box as well. Now, look at that, would you? Oof. It's teeny tiny. So I'm just gonna kind of really gently, you know, well, since I got heavy over here, I'm gonna have to swirl it around a little bit. And this stuff is really light, so I'm actually not sure how much it's gonna sink, and I would like for it to sink. I just didn't want really big glitter. That's why I went with this one. I've worked on another little detail to this. Since we've said before, it's not a totally flat tray. I thought, you know, it would be cute to add a little detail of water movement behind the swimmers. Now, in order to do this, I used UV resin. I have a this diamond dust glitter UV resin. I think I got it from Amazon a long time ago, and I've just never used it. But I thought, well, I'm going to explain what I did. Doing it with UV resin because I'm literally sort of painting it on, because I don't want it to be, big bumpy waves. I want it to be, like they're gliding through the water. So I tried it first in clear UV resin, and you couldn't see it. You couldn't see anything because I think because there's so much optical illusion underneath. But then what I did, I got this stuff out and I did it a little bit lighter because when the person's moving and, there's a little bit of splashing going on, it's lighter, so I like how that looks. And I tried it darker as well. Now, the beauty of doing it with UV resin is that you can put it on there and then go, I don't like this, and squirt some alcohol on it and take it right off. So you're not stuck with whatever you did. And I find that kind of that's a nice quality. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I got a nice little glop of it, and I just sort of started here at the hips, and then I just sort of used my silicone tool here to just sort of keep dragging the resin behind her. And then once I got both sides done, well, you'll see in a second. I like doing this UV resin method because, like I said, you don't like what you got, take it off before you cure it. It's not often in resin that we get, we get more than one chance to do something. Am I right? And then I kind of just went sort of down the legs. To make it all come together. Because that's kind of the way that water flows behind someone when they're swimming. I'm going to go away from my little blob of resin over there to cure it. I was looking at the tray and I felt that it needed something else. So I got out some duckies, as sort of pool floats, I guess. And I thought I'd add another couple little things to it. Why not? Go big or go home, right? So I'm just going to do this with high viscosity resin. And I think what I'm going to do is make it go over a little bit, like that way it'll give like a ring, hopefully. I'm going to try to squish it out. That way they're sitting on. We're all done. Wanted to move it around a little bit. Hopefully you can see the glisten of that glitter in the camera, because just that little bit of twinkle is just so pretty. And our duckies look good. They look like they're literally sitting on water. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this little tray. It's adorable. There's not much of a ledge. I would say the thickness, a little thicker than maybe a nickel. Um, if I did this over, I would have done my washi tape that's supposed to be tile, would have done it a little further down. Maybe even before I put that first clear layer. That way I would have brought everything down a little bit to make it, a deeper tray. But I think it's adorable to just have out during the summer, put your keys in it, put your cell phone in it, a way to not lose little things. So I appreciate you watching. If you've been here since the beginning, or even if you came in the middle, I appreciate you joining me. And I hope to see you again. And please like and subscribe if you like what you saw. And that way it'll notify you and we'll get to meet up again. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.